Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Know It All here, and someone asked how I put together the map image that I'd done for my winter project. So what I thought I would do is do a quick Photoshop tutorial video on how this effect is achieved. Now in front of us we have the finished product. Okay, and as you can see down the side we have a large number of text layers and the text itself. Okay, so what we will do is we will go to the base image and I will build it up from there. Okay, so our base image is a Planet Coaster screenshot of my entire winter park. Okay, now if we flick back to the park map image that I've created, now one of the things here is this text. Now what I will do for brevity is I will drag it into the base image to give you an idea of how this works. Okay, so if I hold down the left mouse button, I can take this text and I can drop it into the file and I can place it. Now the text itself, if you have a look over here, has multiple effects added to it. So it has an inner glow, a gradient overlay, an outer glow and a drop shadow. So if we right click on the text and go to blending options, we can see for inner glow I have used a bluish colour. I've put it at 100% opacity. I've given it a size of 7 pixels. The blend mode I've used is screen. Okay, and the range is 50%. Now for the gradient overlay, it is also a bluish colour, and of course here you can see the preview of what it looks like, the effect. So the blend mode for this is normal, with a linear aligned with layer at 100% opacity and a scale of 100% and an angle of 90 degrees. Now we also have an outer glow on this, which is the same colour, and in fact if we go in, you can see that it's hash AFD3E2. Now obviously you can choose your own colours for this effect, depending on how you want to do it. And finally you'll see the opacity for this one is only 50% because it's the outer glow, and it has a size of 7 and a range of 50 as well, and blend mode is also screen. Now we also have a drop shadow on here, which is a multiply blend mode with a black colour with an opacity of 75%, a distance of 7 pixels and a size of 7 pixels. Now that gives the overall text effect. Now to create the effect that we have on the park here, all you need to do is duplicate and resize your layers. So as an example, we could duplicate layer and give it a name. So what we will call this one is Frozen Beginnings. Okay, go OK. Okay, we drag that to where we want it. Go to the text tool and highlight the text that you've got, and then change the size down to a size that you're happy with. So let's go with 24 point, which is quite small, and then type in what you want. So we can keep the word frozen, and we need to take out the second word and put in beginnings. Okay. Then click on the move tool at the top left and put it where you want. So there we have Frozen Beginnings. Now again, the same applies to numbering all of your rides. So all you have to do is duplicate your layer. We'll call it number 1. We move it to where number 1 is, which we done here is the Christmas market. And then again, go to the text tool. And then what you do is you change that to a number 1. Now are you happy with the size? Yes, that size actually works quite well. So go back to the move tool and we position that directly over the Christmas market. So this is how you have the overlay text on the image. Now the other stuff around this image is a frost layer, a shape and a further text list of all of the rides within the park. Now this is just a shape, which is, if we go back to this image, so you just go to your shape tool, rectangle tool, and what you want is a black box, so we'll do that as black and black for both colours, then decide where you want it. So we want it in this right hand corner. Now it doesn't have to be precise because your image will trim anything that goes outside the edges. So just go like that, and there we go, there's our black box. Now again, you could add further effects to this if you wanted to. So you could put an outer glow on this, you could put an inner glow, you could do various effects. You could have this as a gradient, depending on how you want it to look. But again, this is the same, so all you do is you then add further text boxes by duplicating these layers and add the attractions, and of course continue numbering until you've got everything numbered in your park. Now, the frost layer we will demonstrate how to do. So all you do is you go Layer, New, Layer, call it whatever you want. We'll call this Frost. Now, we need to move the layer to just above the background, and then we want a nice frosty colour, so we'll go with the blue, and we go to the paintbrush tool. Now I have downloaded specific brushes which allow you to have a frosty effect. So if we go to this one here as an example, look at that, looks crazy, but if we drop that onto the image with a left click, and then what you can do is you can start layering it. So we will add also this effect here, but we will change the colour slightly to a lighter blue, and again we will position it over the image. Click it a couple of times to give it a bit of strength. So now we can see we've got this frozen effect on the image. Now what you want to then do is, I think I'll just add one more. So we'll go with, I think it's this one, and we'll change it to almost a pure white, and then we'll splash that on there. That's a bit too strong, so we'll go back, we'll edit, we'll step backwards. I don't actually like that. Again, it's a case of playing with these, deciding what you like. So say we are now happy with this. Now obviously this looks awful because you can't see the map. Now all you now need is the eraser tool, and have it with a soft brush that has diffusion on the edges, and then what you can do is bring in the park. So we know where the park is underneath this image. We also want Frozen Fantasialand to be fairly visible, and you just trace where the park is with the eraser. So you know that the park is here, this is in the middle, so you clear out all of this, and up to here, and up to the entrance of the park, and again for the text that you've got on, and bring it down over here, and we now have the whole park uncovered. But what we do have around the edges of the image is this nice frost effect because it's Frozen Fantasialand. Now obviously you can download brushes for Photoshop for any effect and style that you want to use within an image, and what this allows you to do is build up by layers so that eventually you have something similar to this. So as you can see, my soft diffusions around the edges, I used a white, but it was more of a snowy effect with the light and dark blues. And we have Frozen Fantasialand and all of the rides in the list in the bottom corner, and also the main areas of the park. So Frozen Beginnings, the North Pole, and Ride 17 is new for 2017. And then we have the North Pole monorail station and the Frozen Beginnings monorail station. Now, I do have a Facebook page, which is Know It All Gaming. Do search it out and give it a like, and you can then ask me any questions, and I'm happy to answer and help anyone that needs assistance in doing anything like this, because we are a community. We all love Planet Coaster, so I would be happy to do that. And also, if you want any other tutorials on what I do, I mean something else I'm currently working on, I'm happy to show you, is we have Frozen Peak, which is one of the rides within my winter project. I'm currently toying with different ideas, but what I've come to is, if I go to recent, is, what did I call it? I'm now thinking I might not have saved it. Yep, no, that's not it. Okay, let's go to open and see if we can find it. Got a lot of images, as you can tell. Okay, well, we'll open the wait time that I'm currently doing. So I'm building these wait time signs for the park. Again, it's the same kind of thing. This is a compressed image, so it doesn't show you any of the layers, but I've used a slightly different text style for this. So it's the 30-minute wait from this point and Frozen Fantasialand down in the bottom corner. And again, you can then use these in the in-game screens, which is very handy. It's a great thing. Many of Silverette and the like have used these to great effect for even texture surfaces. So you can create custom textures within the game. But I hope that gives you a bit of an idea how to do this. And again, it will allow you to do something very similar to this yourself for your own parks. And then what you can do, if I flick to Planet Coaster, there we go. That is the sign within my park. So there we have it, Frozen Fantasialand, nice little map. And of course the other thing that you can do, if I bring back the controls, is click on this, go to edit building, and then click on this, and what you can do is you can set advertised destinations. So you've advertised this, so you can go and click on one of your rides, monorail station, and you can add it to the sign, so it'll point your visitors in that particular direction, which I think is very cool as well. Because I've also done it for, if I get rid of this now, and get rid of that, and get rid of that, and come over here, Ice Blast, which is my Steely. So I've done a sign, Ice Blast. Again, there's a different type of text on this, as you can see. There's a image overlay on this one, so it's a highlighted text with multiple image bonding on the screen. And that is an advert for Ice Blast, so it sends my guests in that direction. And of course the custom billboard has been built around it. But I hope that helps, and again, anything else you need, do feel free to put it in the comments. Do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will be very happy to do more videos like this. Thank you very much. Until next time. Of course, this park is, as you know, I'm not doing any more videos on it now until it's finished, so you might have seen some little things that have changed since my last video, but no more sneaking and peeking. Let's finish this video, and until next time, have a wonderful good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are.